are going, heaven knows where we are.
Yaga Yaga, the name means plenty, plenty, like more, which is in Sesal and Wale. I sing Sesale, Wale, and Dagari. Then English. These are the languages that I grew up singing. So Yaga Yaga is exciting. If you're happy, dance plenty, plenty. That's the meaning. The songs on this album are a bit different. Every time I release an album, always a lot of energy in my songs. Yes, I love to dance. I love to jump around the stage. I love to get the audience involved. So whenever I record, there's always a lot of dance songs in there. But this album is like double. Most of the songs are more of the festival feel, because after I've gone around performing on some stages, a lot of stages, I've realized that there is a certain sound that I found. And when I started recording this time around, the album was also co-written by KOG of Ghana, a Ghanaian brother I met while I was touring UK. And he's also part of a band called Onipa. So, of course, I got a lot of influence from them. But the album is very super hyper. Like, it's just dance, it's fun, and it's all about positive messages. And Yaga Yaga album, I would say, will suit a lot of the stages when I go around to perform. It's a festival feel album. And then it's cut across. It's not just for Ghana, but it's for the whole world to listen, because the way the songs are recorded and the way we program everything, it's all live instruments. Most of the songs are live instruments. It's when you hear them, you feel like, wow, these songs should be on the festival stages. So it's the festival feel, and it's almost for everyone, and everybody's invited. That's the album. Everybody's invited to dance and be happy.
And do you have a release date already?
I was going to release it in my village first on the 21st. Then I go to Accra on the 28th of February, 21st and 28th of February. But the corona, our government said no parties. So as an ambassador for Water Aid, and I keep telling people to wear their nose masks, I think I should be an example. So we have to wait till the restrictions are over, then we can go. But online, I think I'm still talking with my manager, John, when we can release it digitally, just on the iTunes and all the platforms for people to be able to get it.
Enjoy.
Yes.
You said that the new album is about positive messages and all of that. I noticed, so I know that you write your own songs. I noticed that you have different rhythms and different type of music in every single album, and I love that, by the way. And
thank you.
But I wanted to go back to this point that you said, that the positive messages and stuff like that. What are your inspirations when you write lyrics? I know you try always to pass a message to people that is listening, but what are your main inspirations when you write?
My inspiration, I draw from people. I draw from the environment I'm within. Like I said, for Yaga Yaga, the inspiration, my influence came a lot from the festival stages. As I go around performing, I just pick up this vibe of excitement, dance, different colors, different people, dancing to music that they don't necessarily even understand my language. But there's something about the sound, the instrumentation, and the joy of me performing on the stage, and the connection that just works. And when you sing, they don't care at that point, even what you are singing about. Everybody's trying to sing the same language, and it just brings that saying that music is a universal language, and you don't even need to understand the words. But once the sound hits you and it's nice, so I just pick my inspiration from wherever I go. When I started, was from my community. The beginning, how I started from a small village, and it just looks so impossible, so impossible. But I just happened to make it, and people thought, wow, so it is possible after all. Then I started moving from step to step. So every step I move, I get inspired. And as I'm going up, the song starts changing as well. When I started singing, it used to be more of local songs within my region. So I was just singing only local songs and really playing the local tunes. Then the moment I stepped on the city stages, like the big stages in Accra, the big city, the sound changed a bit. Even my voice started changing. The way I write also started changing. I wrote more of English songs as well, but I kept my traditional instrumentation. When I started going abroad, it influenced my sound again. I met different musicians and they had me on their songs. So as they are featuring me on their songs and I'm singing, I'm just picking new things again. So every inspiration just comes from the environment that I find myself. So it's from the people, the environment, wherever I go. That's how I write.
Well, that's good. I mean, music should be experimental as well, right? And
Yeah.
it should follow you while you grow up as well. So
Yeah,
you change as a person, so your music logically will change as well. That makes.
exactly. Yeah.
You also said that the new album is for everyone to listen. Everyone is invited. Every type of person, even if they don't know you or don't know your music. Do you believe
Mm.
that your music, even if you're singing in Sizal and with your own culture, do you believe that it can become mainstream? Do you envision that, or what's your main goal? What do you want to do with your music apart from inspiring people, logically?
Yeah, my music can go on mainstream. I think the only thing is getting the opportunity to put it on the mainstream. Once it gets on the mainstream, I know it will do well because a lot of the times people play my songs and some of them go like, "Whoa, where's this song? Like, where has it been hiding?" But protocols and things. Sometimes you have to get to certain places before they can play the song. So it's all about just discovering. Because of the way I write, those days, people would take a look at my dressing and they'll think it's just world music until they listen. And then when you say world music, it means there are certain stages that you will do better, and there are certain. But I, my understanding of mainstream is just like excuse me to say, like maybe where they'll play a Beyonce, if I'm not mistaken, or where all the people will play their songs, right? Like mainstream to be on the chart or something. Yeah, I hope I'm right or something. Is that the
Yeah.
mainstream?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only thing for me that I don't have now is the opportunities to get the music out there. I'll do my part. We do our part to get the music out there. But at the end of the day, the gatekeepers, if they allow it, there are some still, there are a lot of gatekeepers that will say, okay.
Okay. Okay, no, I got it. And I asked this question because I think we are all way more aware of different types of music, different types of cultures, and so I think people are more they are receiving better. Actually, we
Yeah.
have more. Actually, the last couple of years, we had examples of people that wouldn't expect their music to go mainstream and to
Yeah.
go to worldwide stages, and now they are there. Actually, so
Yeah.
it's of course with the differences with the
Mhm.
taking in consideration the differences. But I live in Barcelona. You probably know about the Rosalia and all of that. And she said herself that she wouldn't see her music in a worldwide stage. And now look at her. So
Mhm.
that's why I asked this question when I speak with the singers like you.
Yeah.
Um, so another thing that I like, and I was reading a lot about that, is your, let's say, activist side. Apart from the music, you use your music and also your position, your image, to defend some of the causes you believe that. Can you talk a little bit about that? Why is that important, and what are the causes that you normally support?
Um, I support young people, especially in my community. I support developmental projects that can bring positive light to my community and to wherever I go. But usually, my community, I chose to just be my community because one, I understand the community more. I speak the language and I can express myself better. And I believe instead of going round to do projects that would be like spread around and wouldn't have to and wouldn't be strong enough, I just find a place where at least my community, I do projects that is just in one place but strong and makes good noise outside. about it. For example, after traveling, I came back to my village. A lot of people were asking me, am I crazy? This village, there's nothing there for me. I said, there's something there for me. This is where I was born. This is my home. Of course, wherever I go and you are able to gel with people too, it's also your home. But, where you're also born says a lot about you. And for most musicians here, when we make it, we don't like to go back to the home. We say, hey, it's too difficult. And you have to have a certain mind to want to go back. You must be mad because the infrastructure, the roads are bad here. No electricity sometimes for a week. Ever since I got back, I just got back yesterday and then we had lights out. It came this morning and my phone was going, but I have to charge it. And so there are a lot of challenges. So sometimes when you make it, you don't want to come back. But I chose here to come and work on projects with the young people because we have so many things here. I can't be the only one that made it out from this village. When I started, then we didn't have electricity, nothing. And yet I just watched TV for some few hours and I still got on the national television. I dared not to be shy, went out there, went through in fact, a lot of challenges. So when I got back, I thought, wow, all these kids that follow me around, a lot of them, I'm sure, probably are thinking what I'm thinking when I was a kid. When will I also see myself on TV? I would like to dance. I would like to do this. So I came back and I started supporting projects. I have the Girls and Boys Club here. And I also help young girls who want to go forward in their education, but due to some cultural practice like child marriage and things, some of them don't get to go there. So I have to physically get involved to protect some of them. And I do this with people that are willing to walk the walk because you can't go and force people to do things they don't want to. So my role here, and also I've realized that I've gotten a voice in the community, a community where they name me Wiyaala Street. It tells you that people are listening to you and they've taken you to a certain level. So I don't want to abuse the voice. And it's not easy for a young girl to get that kind of voice around here. So if I'm able to get that voice, I want to use it positively. So these are the projects I've gotten myself in. So I support girl child education, boy child education, women empowerment, community development, and whatever I can do from my part as a musician to help my community to also be seen from the world on the world stage doing good things. That's what I'm doing here, and I do it because I care. I care a lot because these are my brothers and sisters, and whatever I can do to also help, that's what I also do.
Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will.